This is Bandits TV, presented by JBS Canada.
To TJ Hughes, he's got Bookman in the right circle, who shoots and scores! Bookman, slap shot, scores! Bandits not done here as Bookman fires and scores!
Welcome back to Bookie on the Bench. I'm your host, Zach Bookman. It's going to be the last episode this year of Bookie on the Bench. You know, I want to start off by saying thank you to all the fans, subscribers, people that watch. You know, this show wouldn't be anything without you guys' support, your communication, your willingness to watch, etc. All the above. Like, you know, it made me comfortable just knowing that people enjoy the content and they love having to hear about the Bandits, and it's great, you know. But the good news is that Bookie on the Bench will continue to live on. But I will not be back next season. So guess what, fans? We need a new host of the show. So now I'm glad, honored, and proud to announce that Dario Belgio, welcome back to Belgio on the Bench. Belge,
Hey.
I'm happy for you. You know, got any words to say to the fans? You're taking on, you know, a pretty successful show.
Hey, you know what? I'll never be able to fill this guy's shoes. He's the best guy in the room, everything. Love him to death. But you know what? I'm happy to keep living on your legacy in Brooks.
Thank you.
And yeah, it's an honor. So, like you said, thanks for all the support this year, and you know, can't wait for next season. But like I said, won't be able to fill his shoes, but I'll try my best. And before we let Bookie go, we want to ask him, you know, I'm sure the fans are dying to know all the answers you have to these questions you've been asking all year. So first off, I got to ask you, if you're going to call one guy on the team, very popular question, one guy on the team to not answer your phone call for $1 million, who you calling?
I have two answers. One is Anthony Cipollone, and I'll explain that after. Two is my roommate, Huey Hooker.
Huey Hooker. The guy was gone for 3 months, didn't return any of my calls. You know, I'd give him a text, 4 days response maybe.
Like, I'm in the same boat. Like, what's your deal? Huey, I know Wally has said, the guy had surgery, and as good roommates, we're trying to talk to him and ask him how the surgery went. A month or two goes by. We get a text from Huey. I'm doing well. We'll see you in 2 days. What is that? Really, Huey? Hey, let's get the Sip. Sip, he's just, he's always got something else he's doing. He's got his agenda is always just flowing. I'm napping, I'm eating. It's about it. That's about it. But he's always doing that. He's never on his phone. So he's watching a movie. He's sippy.
Yeah.
We love him.
We do. But Sip, Huey, be better.
Thank you.
Next question. If you could put yourself in any movie, yeah, and you can walk around and live in this movie, maybe you want to be a character.
Yeah.
What movie are you picking?
It's pretty easy for me. Bobby Boucher and Waterboy. I mean, that guy hits hard. Let me tell you. He went to college. Is doing his dream. Bobby Boucher, Waterboy. That I want that.
Thank you. Okay, we like that. Last question here. Last question before we let you go. Again, another really popular question this year that the fans liked.
Yeah.
And they're all dying to know your answer.
Yes.
You got to pick one guy on the team to babysit your kids. Who are you not trusting with that responsibility?
It's another no-brainer. It has to be Max Beckford.
Max Beckford. Again, Max Beckford.
I mean, the guy is just immature. a tad greasy, as Huey said about Poshak in former episodes. A tad greasy. I just don't know what Bex's mindset would be when he's babysitting my kids. Is he gaming? Is he shoving his face with food? I don't know what he's doing.
Well, thank you for answering these questions for us. And
it was a pleasure.
like I said, we're gonna miss you next year.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, and I'm really happy that you'll be taking over the show. You know, sky's the limit for you and the show. I expect big things, not only from the team, but from yourself, son.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. And with that, we're gonna conclude the last episode of Bookie on the Bench, and can't wait for episode number 1 of Belgium on the Bench. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. That was good.
Good.
Thank you, and see you next week. And that concludes the Bookie on the Bench. See you next week. Stay tuned for another week of Bookie on the Bench. I'm Zach Bookman. Thank you, fans. See you next week. Let's fill her up. Let's get pucks deep. See you next week. All right. Well, that concludes episode 11. See you next week. All right. Well, thank you guys, and see you next week.